What's up, everybody? This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, your host of MrGentleman Like That podcast, and this week's sponsorship is from Newsly. Newsly is a all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and read them to you in a natural human voice. For the first time in ever on the internet, the entire web becomes listenable, all in one place. Browse articles from topic you choose, start playing, start scrolling, and start listening. You can follow any topic as you specifically as you like, from sports, science to Bitcoin, even for the Kardashians. It will find you on the latest article and you read them to you out loud. And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. Our podcast, MrGentleman Like That podcast, is on there as well. Yes, it is. Shout out to Newsly for that. I started using it as my default podcast app. Download and use Newsly for free from www.newsly.me or from the link in the description. Use the promo code MrGentleman that I will also put in the description and receive 1 month free premium subscription. So you already know, y'all, download Newsly now. Check it out. Support them, y'all. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, your host of MrGentleman Like That podcast, and enjoy the show. You are now listening to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast Season 6. True! Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, 1/4 of the Premier Boy podcast, and your host of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And welcome to another new episode of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Hope all is well. And y'all already know today is Valentine's Day, and y'all already know what we do on Valentine's Day. I discuss pretty much what's been going on with my love life and many more. So y'all already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and be right back.
This is Paige from the Badass Fabulous podcast, and you're listening to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman of MrGentleman Like That podcast, and this commercial break is brought to you by MrGentleman Like That podcast, where we bring many guests telling about their stories about their brand they got going on. Also about me telling y'all my personal stories about things that are going on in my life. Also, we have many spin-off shows on MrGentleman Like That podcast called The Old School Show with myself and the star writing Rod, where we talk anything old school, which happen every 4th or 5th Sunday at 12 a.m. on the MrGentleman Like That podcast network. And another spin-off show called A Conversation About Music Podcast, where we talk to many artists about their music journey. And also we have a roundtable music discussion about anything music, and which should come on every first Sunday at 12 a.m. on MrGentleman Like That podcast network. And yeah, you already know, if y'all need a podcast to listen to, check out MrGentleman Like That podcast. We're on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Good Pod, and many more. Y'all can rate the show 5-star rating on Good Pod, Podchaser, and Apple Podcasts. You know, the more y'all rate, the more love the show get. Y'all can also check it out on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube now. Ken, aka MrGentleman Like That TV. And also support the website of MrGentleman Like That podcast, MrGentleman Like That podcast.com. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, and have a good day, night, wherever you're listening. to this episode. Back to the show. Sure.
Hi, this is Amanda from Dating Will Be the Death of Me, and you are listening to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, y'all already know what I do every Valentine Day. I discuss my love life and give y'all a backstory on my past love life. And, as of now, according to people ask this question every time, have I ever been in love? And yes, I have. I have been in love twice. One time in 2007 and another time in 2014. So, the person from 2007, I met her through MySpace. So then we met up at the Graham Army Library. And of course, at the time, her first impression of me wasn't that great, Back then, I wasn't the best dresser. I was very insecure. I wasn't confident. And I just didn't give a best impression, at first, very shy. There was many things wrong with me at the time. Well, at least I felt there was many things wrong with me at the time. But she still wanted to get to know me, even though her first impression of me wasn't that great. We decided to be friends. And I guess as times went on, the more we became friends, the more she get to know me, the more she started to like me. It was a real slow building. So then in March of 2007, we went on our first date. And it was cool. And I think that night she started to like me even more. Honestly, I felt like she always liked me, but I felt like that night was like the key thing of she started to like me. But it was still a part of her that wasn't 100% sure about me. So we just continued to be friends, and I started to just start dating other people, basically. While I'm dating other people, those things did not work out because me trauma surrounding that. 8 months later, me and her decided to, finally give it a try. She told me that she had feeling for me, strong feeling for me, and then we decided to give it a try. The relationship itself wasn't great, it was many things that, was going wrong, basically, She was embarrassed to be around me. She didn't like to show friends. She treated me like, bad. But even through all that, I really wanted to give it a try. So I basically took it. I took all that, and just dealt with it because I was in love with that girl. And honestly, back then I was very not confident in myself. So it was one of those things that I was in love with her and I really wanted to work. Even though I knew that, and back then in my heart, I knew that I deserved better. And it's like, since I was a nice guy, the more I stayed, the more things got worse. She started liking other guys and stuff like that. And, it was just bad, But, even through all that, I still wanted it to work. I still had feeling for her. We officially broke up in 2009, and I started trying to date other people, but it just didn't work out because I do have feeling for her. I just couldn't let go of her. Things just couldn't work out for other relationships, and sadly, those relationships could have worked better if I didn't have feeling for the past. Even after those other relationships didn't work out, me and her still messing around, and it was very bad and very toxic, Until one day, I just had enough. It was something that she did, I spoke about this on the Dating Network episode 2, last episode, where she invited me to her birthday thing, And then there was another guy there as well. And, it was just like, I don't know. She gave me the emotion of we were about to work it out again. Like we were getting back together and stuff like that. I guess I get that vibe, but in reality, I guess I read the sign wrong. And at the end of the night, she pretty much was in the other guy's face. And honestly, after that, it was just a completely turn off. And it was just, it hurt me really bad, And honestly, after that moment, I learned that I got to make better. I got to do better. I got to not do like I used to do. So this was 2011. So after that, I started dating, dating many people and stuff like that. And have you ever felt like, just people that you dealt with, but you wish that you could have been more? I have that with certain people. I had that with 3 people. One of them, I met her in the club, and at this time I started promoting for the first time, and me and her met each other, and me and her, we hit it off and stuff like that. I thought that it was just because of the drink, but it turned out she really liked me. It was like she really liked me. So we went on a couple of dates, and it was really cool, We started to like each other even more. Me and her never been in a relationship, but we dated for a long period of time. I know in my mind, I really wanted to be with her. It was at one point at a third date where I'm a person who likes to listen to things when it comes to women. So I pretty much let a lot of the things that she wanted to do let it come true. Like she wanted to go to a certain place for dinner, and I ended up surprising her with it. She said that she never went to a hot carriage ride at Central Park. So I decided to do that for her and stuff like that. And it really made her day. It made it grow even more. The one thing I wish did happen was that I wish that I could have made it official, and wish that thing could have happened with that relationship, But sometimes I always felt like it was the wrong timing for me. But every time when it comes to her, when it felt like it was the right time to make it official, something always happened. I feel like I let time, mess me up when it comes to that, Another person where I met also through social media, but we hit it off. We had a really good connection. We went on a date, and it was a really cool date. And I kind of let that get away because at the time I had really bad trust issues, and I pretty much pushed her away, because I didn't trust her. And then I feel like that was really my fault because I lost off from a good person, And another person who I let get away, and this other person I met through a friend, and we ended up dating twice. The first time it was okay, but then a bad situation happened. We ended up stopped talking for a year, but then we reconnected again, and the second time us dating was really cool. But things in my life is just like kind of put it short, and I kind of just push her away. And honestly, I wish I never did that. I wish that I could have done things way better, because I felt like that was a coward move in my part, And they could have been something good, but I got scared and was dealing with my own problems. So I ended up pushing that person away, And sometimes, those are the 3 people that I let get away, Now sometimes with that, I could have gotten that chance, but sometimes life happens, and sometimes things do not work out for a reason. And I learned that down the line, So 2014 happened, and, I told the story many times. I told the story on the last episode of Date Night Talk. So, I'm promoting at the spot called Octagon, and I see this girl. We are dancing and stuff, and we having a good time. I asked her for a number. She told me no. She have a man. He is over there. So I'm about to walk away. So I told her that, have a good night. And your man is a lucky guy. As I walked away, she stopped me and she just gave me her number. In my head, I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe this girl is drunk. Maybe she's drunk and she ain't gonna remember it. So I got home, just like I do to everybody I get to know at the club when I was promoting. I check up on them saying, hey, hopefully you get home safe and have a good night. That's it. I didn't hear from her, so I didn't think nothing of it. So I went to sleep. The next day, I get a text in the morning saying, "Hey, how you doing? I do remember you take vaccine and stuff like that." So from there, we started talking, planning the first date. But in the back of my mind, I'm wondering, don't this girl got a boyfriend? Why am I doing this? I shouldn't be doing that like this. So we had the first date, and stuff like that, and she explained the situation more, but I kind of understand it more. But I threw in the back of my mind, like, Ken, what are you doing? This girl got a boyfriend, but for some reason, I don't know, what's something about this girl that her vibe was just something, because it really connected me, and it was really, her personality was so good, the vibe was right. It was just so nice, It kind of grew me closer to me, get to know her and stuff like that. And yeah, and we continued to get to know each other. So third date came, and me and the person, our feelings started to grow even more. What caused her to break up with her boyfriend, and we made it official. And the thing was something that never happened before, was that I started falling for her really quick. And usually that don't usually happen, because I take a while to fall for her. I may like you fast, but when it comes to love, I do not fall in love with people that fast. And, and it was just to the point that, I really feel her. The problem was, even though she broke up with the boyfriend was still kind of in the picture. He was always a friend, but she still had feeling for him while she was dealing with me. And if it wasn't for that, the relationship would have been really good. But for the back of my mind, it's like, dang, like, what was I doing? Should I even doing this and stuff like that? But I fell for it. I think the more I stayed with the person, the more my feeling grew for her, and it grew really, really bad, to the point that, at the end of it, she made an ultimatum of she wanted to, because she had feeling for two guys. She had feeling for her ex, and then she had feeling for me. And it was a chance for her to pick who she really wanted. Did she wanted him, or did she wanted me? And at the end, she chose him. And honestly, at the end of that, it really hurt me, to the point that it just messed me up for a long period of time. And the thing was, the guy treated her really bad, to the point that really disrespectful, it was really bad. And honestly, that time really hurt me. It hurt my spirit and everything, Even after that, I tried to date again, after that. This was 2015 now. So I started dating after that, and things just wasn't, it was people that, was interested, but it just didn't work out. It usually be 1 or 2 dates, and then that's it. There was some people who I've been talking to, they ghost me, it was that. But oddly enough, this girl, the last person, we would still mess around every here and there. So it was just really, a crazy experience, And honestly, I felt like, for me, I deserve way better, I let these things, I let love, blind me, and that's knowing that I was in a really situation, and I know that at the end of the day, I deserve better. And I told myself, I make sure I don't get in a situation like that no more, And to this day, I stick to those words. I never got back in a situation like that no more, So I know when it comes to future plans, I know my worth. I know what I should be going for. So I've been single from pretty much 2015 to 2020. Even around that time period, it was a time period where I went celibate on everything. No dating, no sex, no nothing. And honestly, that was probably one of the best feelings I ever did, and stuff like that. So, 2020 came, and, with the pandemic happened and stuff like that. And, a lot was going on. We couldn't go outside, we couldn't do anything. So I decided to give online dating a chance. First, I tried the Facebook dating, which wasn't the best experience and stuff like that. then I would listen to a podcast, and she recommended Hinge. So I tried Hinge and stuff like that. Hinge is, a little better, stuff like that. So I ended up talking to somebody on Hinge, and this person, I could have sworn the person was the person I was supposed to be with, I don't know what's something about this person that, we connected so much, we talk every day. We did it on one date, but we continued to talk every year. It was just like, it was an amazing connection. It was a connection that I never felt before, I know one thing about me, I'm a hopeless romantic, so yeah, let's just throw that in there. Yeah, so, we were talking for many months and stuff like that, but the problem was, we experienced a pandemic, and, I live in New York and live in Jersey, so the distance part was really bad, but also one day, I don't know what happened, but she ghosted me, she ghosted me, and she pretty much disappeared, and I'm wondering why. She said that it was because of her family, whether I do believe that, but I think in reality, I think she probably found another dude closer to her, and when she did, then good for you, I'm happy for you, But, I decided to do Hinge again, and I ended up talking to somebody else on here, and that person, we hit it off, and then we end up, meet each other and stuff like that. I couldn't take her out on a date because New York got bad again. This was early 2021. New York got bad again. No restaurant was open and stuff like that. So the format of me trying to I usually do take them out on a date to get to know them wasn't the option. The option was to go to the person's house and get to know them, which was not really my format. I don't like doing that. I'd rather go to a public place to get to know the person. But yes, I ended up having to do the different format, and I felt like even though this person is a really good person, stuff like that, I felt like the format of we pretty much rush things, and usually when things rush fact, you usually have the honeymoon phase in the beginning, and things just go downhill after that, and that's pretty much what happened. Things was going good. We was in the honeymoon for a good 5 months, 6 months. And then out of nowhere, things just went really, really bad to the point that it was just really bad, really toxic, It was to the point that we couldn't really come back to it, And I can say that part of it was my fault. I could have done more. I could have figured out a way to do more in the situation and fought a little harder if I really wanted to give it a try. Because like I said, she was a good person. This situation that we was in made it bad. And also I feel like she would never wanted to take accountability for her action, And yeah, like I said, we both were the perfect in the situation, and it just didn't work out. But then also around that time, things going bad in my life where I just needed to get myself together, and that would lead to 2021 and 2022. So what is my dating life is now? As of right now, I am still single. So I've pretty much been single for over 2 years now. So honestly, y'all know 2022 was like a bad part of me, and basically was in the process of rebuilding myself. I was not doing no relationship focus at all in 2022. But now, in the year 2023, I slowly want to get back into it. So I'm in a place now where I slowly talk to people, do get myself together. So I'm not going fully in, but it no hurt and getting to know people and seeing where things could go. So that's where I'm at right now. And honestly, at the end of the day, I do want to have a wife and kid, and kids, and and I get older. I'll be 36 this year. I get older. I want a long-term relationship that could turn to marriage. Something that could be a lifetime. Seeing my parents married for 40 years inspired me to want that as well. And see a lot of my friends get married, which I am going to a wedding in May. Shout out to the bro Aaron Keeso Sands. It inspired me to want something more, and I know my time is coming. Of course, there's no rush. I don't rush when it comes to relationship, but when that time comes, I know I'll be ready. Cause I'm gonna make sure I have myself together, so I can give that person my better self, and so I can give them the love that they deserve. So yeah, and just know that if you're single right now and you want to, be with somebody, take your time, yo. Focus on you first. So when that person does come, you'll be ready to take on the world together. And yeah, thank y'all for tuning into the latest episode, y'all, and I'll be right back. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman. I'm MrGentleman at the podcast and the Premier Boy podcast. And this commercial break is brought to you by MrGentleman Like That Podcast spin-off shows. And MrGentleman Like That Podcast has many spin-off shows, but we're gonna talk about this one fan favorite spin-off show called The Old School Show with myself and the star writer Rod, where we talk anything old school, from movies, music, TV shows, childhood memories, and many more. Love this show because of this nostalgic feel, and it's always been fun when we have many special guests come to the show. And if y'all want to check out this spin-off show, y'all can check it out every 4th and sometimes 5th Sunday at 12 a.m. Every 4th and sometimes 5th Sunday at 12 a.m. Also, we have another spin-off show called A Conversation About Music Podcast, where we talk to many unsigned artists about their music journey, and we play their song on the show, so many audience could know about their music. I wanted to create a platform from unsigned artists so they could come on the show, and so we could spread the word so everybody could take the time and take out their music and stuff like that. Also on the show, we have many roundtable discussion about music. And y'all want to check out this show, y'all can check it out every first Sunday at 12 a.m. Every first Sunday at 12 a.m. You can check out both spin-off shows on MrGentleman Like That Podcast Network. And of course, we have many more spin-off shows coming real soon. But you can check out The Old School Show and A Conversation About Music Podcast right now. And this is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman from MrGentleman Like That Podcast. And have a good day or night wherever you're listening to this episode. Now back to the show. Cheers! I just want to take the time to thank everybody for tuning into this latest episode of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And don't worry, y'all, we got a second MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast dropping this week. MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Ms. Vanna B. Season 1 finale this Thursday at 12 a.m. And before I do anything, I just want to say thank you everybody that was tuning into the last episode of Date Night Talk Podcast. It's been a really real hit. And I thank you, everybody, that took the time to listen, rate, review, everything, y'all. Y'all already know it really means a lot. And once again, thank y'all. Y'all already know where I'm at every Sundays. MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast, each and every Sunday at 12 a.m. We on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Pods, and many more. Y'all can rate the show 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the Pods, and Pod Chasers. The more y'all rate the show, the more people know about MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Just starting in May, every Thursdays, MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spin-off Series Thursdays, where all of the MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast spin-off series will be on Thursdays. Starting with the season 2 premiere of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents A Conversation About Music Podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. The Old School Show and Date Night Talk Podcast will both be announced at a later day. So look out for that. So look out for the MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents spin-off series Thursdays starting in May every Thursdays at 12 a.m. Y'all can check me out with my bro, the Premier Boy podcast, with myself Aaron Keto Sand, the Star Rider Rod, and Long Live the Chief Mighty Mal. Premier Boy Podcast every Wednesday at 12 p.m. The Premier Boy Podcast every Wednesday at 12 p.m. If you want to be a guest on MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast, y'all can email me a bio about yourself and everything that you do to my email, KenYPGENT@gmail.com, KenYPGENT@gmail.com, or hit me up on social media, Ken_MrGentleman. I repeat, Ken, KEN _Mr. MR Gentleman, GENTLEMAN, and I am looking for guests for the second half of season 6. So so email me or hit me up on social media so we can work something out. And y'all already know what I'm about to do now. I'm about to do the new segment that I do at the end of the show with the Gentleman Lifestyle Shoutouts, where I shout out 5 podcasters and give them their flowers. The last time we did this at the Royal Rumble episode. So I'll go to recap the podcast that I shouted out the last time. Film and Flirtation, Doom Generation Podcast, Wrestling Fan Insight, Wrestling with the War, and Above the Ring podcast, So try to check it out, those 5 shows for last time. So now this time, we got new 5 shows that I will be doing the shadows on the MrGentleman like that shoutouts. And the first show that I'm going to talk about is Playlist Wars with Gomez and Brian. These are really dope. This is a really dope show where they discuss, building a playlist on a certain topic, and they go to war and see which one had the best playlist. I know at the moment this is on hiatus. This is on break, but I'm looking forward to listen to the show again. So shout out to Brian and Gomez at the Playlist Wars. There you go. The second show that I would be mentioning is another show from Brian, a brand new show called My Weekly Mixtape, where they discuss a topic, and based on that topic, they make a mixtape out of it. This is a really dope show. Brian, keep doing your thing, man. You're doing an amazing thing. And shout out to you, Brian, and shout out to My Weekly Mixtape. The next show that I'm going to talk about is Marriage Worth It with Janelle and Monique. This is a really dope show. This discusses basically self-explanatory. Is marriage worth it? They talk about too many couples, singles, and other guests. And then, I love the show. I love the conversation on the show. And y'all keep doing your thing, ladies. Next show that we're going to talk about is The Math Debaters, with DeAndre Robinson, and also, this is a dope show. They discuss many topics and they basically debate about it. They got I didn't make the rankings, fantasy draft, and many more. The 1-on-1s and the 2-on-2 draft. And I became a fan of the show. Shout out to DeAndre and the whole team at Math Debaters, and check them out, y'all. And last but not least is Troll Street Talkback, a new show that I just started listening to, hosted by Victoria. Very inspirational show. Love the topics on this show, and thank you for making the show. This is a really dope show, and check Victoria out as well. Troll Street Talkback. So check out and follow these 5 shows. Subscribe to them. Playlist Wars, My Weekly Mixtape, Is Marriage Worth It, The Math Debaters, and Troll Street Talkback. Check out those 5 shows. And this is this week with the Gentleman Lifestyle Shoutouts. And y'all already know, having a good pod, Kim the Gentleman. Y'all already know good pod catered to many independent podcasters. We can listen to each other's shows. We can see what everybody's listening to, and we have the charts. So at this time, the time to do the chart review, and the only chart that the Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast is on Good Pod Charts. And at this time, due to this recording, for top 100 shows, we are number 4 for top 100 show normal charts, and we are number 3 for the indie charts. For Society and Culture, we dropped to number 2. For Society and Culture, we were number 1 for 4 days, and we dropped to number 2 today. But either way, it's always dope, for people to listen in general. So once again, thank you. And also for top 100 episodes, We are number 5 for normal charts and number 13 for the indie chart for Date Night Talk episode 3. The honeymoon is over. So once again, thank y'all for tuning in and always checking out Mr. Gentleman Like the Podcast. This really means a lot, and continue to support the show, y'all. Y'all already know. I really appreciate each and every one of y'all. And once again, I thank y'all. Y'all already know. Check out the official website for Mr. Gentleman Like the Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlikethepodcast.com, www.realmrgentlemanlikethepodcast.com. You can listen to every episode. You can watch every video. You can check every guest profile. We got 55 guests. We will have more guests in the second half of season 6. So stay tuned. Y'all could check out every guest appearance that I've been on, every interview that I've been on. Check out all my interviews now. You can buy merch that we got our partnership with T Public. Y'all could buy the merch through this website as well, and many more. I am rebranding the merch store as we speak, so I'm working on new merch and fixing all the old merch as well. So look out for that, and it should be updated real soon. And once again, thank y'all for tuning into Mr. Gentleman Like the Podcast. It really means a lot, and once again, I really thank y'all. Another new episode this Thursday at 12 p.m. Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Valentine B. Season 1 finale. We're gonna continue this Valentine's Day, Love is Love Week. So yeah. Happy Valentine's Day to all the couples out there. Even if you're single, try to enjoy it the best way that you can. Have a good day or night, wherever you're listening to this episode.
My name is Cynthia from our Collaboration Station podcast, and you are listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.